Hello YouTube, welcome to Dojo. You're here with Samurai Man, and today we have the IDW style comic book turtles. These are based on the original designs way back when the turtles were first coming into comics, and it's really awesome to see that we have actual figures of them. So that's really cool. There was the NECA ones. I believe the NECA versions were the first to ever have these designs, but those ones are either really hard to find or really expensive, and there's a ton of knockoffs of them now, so buying them online is going to be a little difficult. These are nice little figures that'll kind of, not replace them, but they still look great and feel great in the collection altogether. So that's good. We're going to go ahead and take a look at these as a whole. One thing to notice, start off, all of them have, I think, the exact same body molds. If you look at the shells, they're all exactly the same in the way they're shading and all that. I do wish there was a little more individuality with them, but you know, you take what you get. So yeah, the shells are all done the same markings, all that. The waist bandanas are all the same. The only thing that's different is the heads. Each head is different, so that's cool, and obviously the weapons. But we'll go ahead and take a look at them a little more closely, and let's go. So here we have Leonardo. I just chose him just because he's the leader, so I figured why not. But yeah, like I said, they're all based on the same mold, so this is going to be the same representation as all the rest, so we only need to take a look at one. But as you can see, it's really nicely done with all the little shading lines they have here, like he's drawn in the comics. That's really cool. He's got some like dents in his shell, like he's been damaged. So it looks really awesome. It's all around. It's not just a shell, it's a skin as well and all that. Originally there was a Comic-Con exclusive where it was, I think, Raphael, where it was in black and white design. So, and I think they just took that mold and then created these retail versions. As far as the articulation goes, he does have some nice shoulders that go up and down, and then he can rotate the elbow as well as bend the elbow, so that's cool. And that's it, nothing at the wrist, unfortunately. You can also bring out his thighs as well, really far back, you know, up and down. Unfortunately, you can't bring them really forward just because it rotates. That's just the standard articulation with him. But also the knee has slight bending. It mostly goes forward, but it does have some slight backwards bend. As you can see, the way the legs are designed, it is kind of a weird position. You can see they're pretty much normal from the thigh to the knee. And then like below the knee, he's like calves and all that, and goes to like freaking, like he's the Beast from X-Men. That's how I imagine it, just like, like really awesome looking. And he's got really, really big feet, as you notice also, just another thing to point out. Come out of the back, he's got an awesome looking shell. I really like the shell on this, that the color green, it looks really nice, pops off. All comes off very well. And yeah, so really nice done. Now, one big thing you'll notice is that he has a red bandana, as well as the rest. You probably noticed that in the earlier part of the video. That is because originally they all had red bandanas, and then when they made the 80s cartoon, they started to get a little more individualized, a little more kid-friendly, not so tough and gritty, because they were super gritty when they were originally in the comics, and then when the cartoon came out, they made them really more kid-friendly. And that's when it became more popular and they became well-known. So from then forward, we had individual colors. But yeah, it's really nicely done. You can see with Leonardo's face, he does have a closed mouth completely. His markings, as far as the chain goes, again, is the same with all the other head molds. The only difference is the mouths are different and the back of the head bandanas are different. I really like the wafting effect they have with his bandana. I think that looks really nice. You can get him in some cool pose. Kind of looks like really badass. Just, I could totally see him standing on like a rooftop, just overlooking the city or something. If we can get like a good pose, just like he's just like, this is my city. Don't mess with it. But that looks really nice. I mean, the pose doesn't look nice, but the effect of the head bandana looks cool. And just taking a look at the swords, just because we have them here. I don't know why I set them down, but there you go. We do have the swords here that look really nice. Swords have a really nice design to them. Obviously, the hilt's not painted just because they never do. But I do really like the design. It looks like if it was painted, this would look like a really good quality sword, not just like some cheap thing you just found or generic thing. It does have, like, I imagine this bottom piece here being metal. And then we've got, like, probably some nice fabric here. And then each little diamond segment is metal as well. That's just how I imagine it. I just imagine it looking really nice quality with his two katanas. So I do really like that. So another thing to notice with these guys is they don't have any storage for any of their weapons, because in the original IDW comics, they just stored them within their belts along the sides and the backs and all that. So there wasn't any actual specific holsters. I mean, like I said, they're all done exactly the same, just different weapons. For the most part, different weapons, and then slightly different faces. And the headband is a little different, but there's Leonardo. So here you can see him with the rest of the Leonardo crew that I have. Not all of my Leonardos, but just a couple of the more current ones, plus the retro original one. And yes, you're not mistaken, that's not Raphael in the middle. that is Leonardo. Like I said, they all did used to have all red head bandanas, but then they decided to individualize them with the cartoon. So you can see where he's come and where he's gone. The big noticeable thing is that way back when, they did have tails. See that? That's a little tail. It's not the other thing. That's a tail. It's in the back, not the front. So like I said before, really the only difference is the mouths. You can see we got Michelangelo here. He's got both his sides of his mouths open. With Raphael, he's just got the left side. Leonardo, neither side's open. And then Donatello, just the right side. So they made them all different. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter as well as Tumblr at Mecation and Instagram at Mechas where you find all my pictures, you'll find all my pictures, recent purchases, just little sets I make, whatever I feel like doing at the time, just fun stuff and more. Anyways, guys, take it easy and have a great night.